Hi, this is Brad Smith from BeerSmith.com, and today I'm going to show you how to build a simple recipe in BeerSmith Web. In fact, we're going to build this recipe right here, which is a simple Irish stout with a handful of ingredients. And I'm going to walk you through how to do this using just the web recipe editor. You can access this recipe editor from the BeerSmith Recipes homepage, which I'm showing right here. In this case, I'm logged into my account. If you have a gold or higher membership, you get access to all these tools. There's also a free 30-day trial you can try from here. So I'm going to click on the recipe editor button here on the right side, which will get me in the recipe editor. I'm going to actually add a new recipe here. And we're now on the design tab. And I actually have separate videos on each of these tabs that's available on the recipe design system. So we do most of our work from the design tab. That's where you generally build your recipe and work through ingredients and so on. But there are a variety of other tools. There's a starter tab, a water adjustment tab. You can play with your mash profiles and so on. And I have separate videos on each of those. But for right now, we're just going to work with the design tab. And if you're new to brewing, you can build the whole thing for it from here. So I'm going to put in the name of the recipe, which is an Irish stout. I'm going to pick the equipment profile I want to use. And equipment profile basically just captures what your equipment looks like. What are the sizes of your equipment? How many gallons or liters are you brewing? And also a lot of the losses in your system. In my case, I'm just working with a generic all-grain system. So an all-grain standard 5-gallon batch is what I'm going to pick here in a minute. But you can go down here to the Manage Preloaded button, and you can load a whole bunch of commercial systems. So if you're working with a RoboBrew or a Ruby Street Brewing System, a Spike Nano, there's a whole bunch of different systems here, and you can just click on one of these check boxes to add those to the equipment profiles, and then you can pick them again here. Anyways, I'm going to go back and start with this 5-gallon or 19-liter batch with an igloo cooler. That's what I'm working with. I'm going to go up here and make sure I'm on an all-grain recipe because I'm building an all-grain recipe. And then finally, I'm going to go down here and pick the style of beer that I'm brewing. So in my case, I'm making a stout, so I can just type in stout, and you can use the search bar here to find data that you're looking for. I'm going to go with an Irish Stout, 15B. And what's going to happen is as I start adding ingredients, you're going to see the sliders down here, the estimates, the original gravity, bitterness, color, and so on are going to change. And also the color of the glass is going to get filled in here as I start adding ingredients. So I'm going to start by adding some fermentables. The first thing I'm going to add is a pale malt. So if we type in pale malt, I'll see a whole bunch of different pale malts. I'm going with a UK pale malt. Again, you can go down here to Manage Preloaded and load very specific types of systems. So if you're working with, I don't know, Brees malts or Joe Weiss malts or any of these other malts, you can load them into the system and it will show them. And you can pick from those instead. But I'm going to go with a generic UK two-roll malt. And in my case, I'm going to add 5 pounds of that. So I just put in a 5 here, push OK, and you can see the 5 pounds of malt is added. I'm going to add some more malt. So I'm going to add flaked barley is next. So I need 2 pounds of that. So I just put in 2 here. And that's added. And we can add 1 pound of stout roast, which is also called black barley, 1 pound, and you can see all those are added. I will mention there's a nice little tool here. You can click on the fermentable percent. It'll show you the percentages of each one. If you prefer to work in percentages, some people prefer to work in percentages instead of pounds and ounces or kilograms or whatever. So you can actually adjust the percentages here. Okay, so I've got the grain bill entered. Now I just need to add my yeast and my hops. We'll start with the hops. In my case, I'm using Kent Goldings, East Kent Goldings hops here. I'm going to add 1 ounce. I'm going to boil the hops for 60 minutes. And I could put the alpha percentage off the package here if I like. So if I add that, that gives me my bitterness that I need. And then I can go down and add additional ingredients. Let's add some yeast. Again, I'm going to go with an Irish ale yeast. Probably go with White Labs WLP004. 1 package should be fine. And you can add extras. So for example, I want to add a miscellaneous ingredient like maybe an Irish moss at the end of the boil. I can do that here. I'll add a quarter teaspoon 10 minutes before the end of the boil. So that's basically it. I've actually built a recipe already. I've gone through and added the name. We set it up for our particular equipment profile. It's an all-grain recipe. We've added all the ingredients. As we've done that, it's going to update the profiles down here. You can see, I'm a little low on IBUs perhaps, so I could consider maybe adding a little more hops here, but it's comparing it to the style guide that it's working with. I should mention down at the bottom here, you can also pick additional things. For example, I can pick a mash profile. Let's say for a stout, maybe I want a single infusion mash because I'm working with a cooler. And maybe I want a full body mash, so something like this. A single infusion, full body, no mash out might be just fine. So that's just a one-step mash. I can pick carbonation options. In my case, I prefer a keg. So I can put the keg in there and it'll give me the carbonation levels I need. And you can also set your fermentation profile. And so that's basically it. Now I've got this recipe built. I can save it just by clicking on the Save Changes button up here. And now everything's saved. I should mention there's also an undo button up here. If you want to undo the last ingredient you added or something like that, you could do that from there. Anyway, so if I save all the changes, I can then print it out. And I can print either a regular recipe printout or I can print brew steps, which show me step-by-step instructions on how to brew this recipe. So I'm going to click on the brew steps for now. And you can see it shows me what I need to add to the mash. It shows me I need to mash in with 10 quarts of water at 168 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's done all these calculations for me. It shows me the boil schedule, the boil additions, the yeast, and then I've got data, space to record my data. So I could print that out, walk outside, and brew the recipe, obviously. So that's a quick overview of how to create a recipe in BeerSmith. And again, I'm working from the web-based version, which you can find at BeerSmithRecipes.com. And I'd like to thank you for listening. You can get your free trial today, again, at BeerSmithRecipes.com. Thank you.